In the last 2 seasons, as Manchester United fans, we've had the privilege of watching Alejandro Garnacho and Mainoo come from the academy to grow into international level stars. So who should United fans be watching out for this season? Let me tell you a few names to keep your eye on, as there's some genuinely very exciting talent coming through our ranks. Over the last couple of years as United fans, we've been pretty privileged to be able to watch not only Alejandro Garnacho breaking through, but then Mainoo breaking through. Both from an FA Youth Cup winning team together within 18 months, international stars playing in finals of their respective Copa America and Euros competitions. But who could be the next academy breakthrough? I'm going to run through 6 candidates who I think you should be keeping an eye on this season. Please do drop a like on the video and let me know in the comment, which youngsters are you most excited about watching this season? As I said, watching Mainoo and Garnacho coming through together to where they are now, it's been amazing. And before the game against Rosenborg, Erik ten Hag was effectively making it clear to those players that Mainoo was in the exact same position you are now, 12 months ago. But look at him now. Now, spoiler alert, I don't think there's anybody who stands out in the same way that Mainoo stood out, in the same way that Alejandro Garnacho stood out. But there are 6 names I want to run through. And the first one won't be much of a surprise to you, all right? Harry Amas. I've got some notes here. Big up to Steve for helping with these as well. Just some notes on each player I'm going to speak about as well. I'm going to leave them on screen whilst I talk about them. But Harry Amas, when it comes to the academy breakthrough players who could happen next season, there's 2 important things. One is talent, of course, but 2 is opportunity and pathway. There is a clear pathway at left back. Luke Shaw can't be relied on fitness-wise. Tyrone Malacia, have no idea what's going on with him, and, well, we don't have any other left backs. The possibility is there. It depends whether he goes out on loan. Like, in terms of his natural attacking capabilities, Harry Amas is great going forward. He'd have to learn defensively. I think that's where he's probably got to improve. But I could really see him being part of the first-team squad. And if he gets the opportunities, who's to say that he wouldn't take them? And Finlay McAllister is somebody who I personally really want to see given an opportunity somewhere inside the squad this year. Now, Finlay was the captain for the under-18s last season. The treble-winning under-18s. They won the under-18s Premier League, the under-18s Premier League Cup, and also the playoff against Chelsea, who won the Premier League South. All 3. He's a real... Look, I've got it written down there. He's a proper leader. He's there at Goodison Park. He's there at Anfield in the away end. He's there for the under-18s. He's a Mancunian through and through. Genuine leader on the pitch. Very, very vocal. A real all-purpose midfielder. One of those like battling midfielders in a squad which really doesn't have much of it. Let's be honest. I think you could see him getting an opportunity next year. There are some good central midfield options for sure. And another one that's on that list as well, and a very different type of player, is Jack Fletcher. I would actually, if I was to say that, I would say Finlay McAllister is closer to Darren Fletcher than his son Jack Fletcher is. Jack Fletcher is somebody who, when you watch him play, he's really graceful with the ball at his feet. Closer to Carrick, I would argue, than he would be to Fletcher in terms of his overall style. He's very good at progressing the ball forward, got an excellent passing range. He's more of a playmaker from deep, whereas someone like Finlay McAllister is more of a, not just an enforcer, but closer to that than you would say about Jack Fletcher. Now, he's on he went to Rosenborg, so did Finlay, I believe. He's an exciting prospect. A little bit further ahead than his brother Tyler, who obviously the twins came from Man City. I think Tyler had a couple of injuries last season. But one to watch, maybe Jack Fletcher. Could you see him going out on loan? I don't think a loan spell would be the right thing for him. Anyway, we'll move on from Jack Fletcher. Another one here, and I think there's an opportunity. Actually, it depends on what happens with Jadon Sancho. Look, Ethan Williams, right? I think he got around about 15 goals or assists last season. On the left wing, on the right wing, can play with both feet. He's direct. He does have good decision-making, which is an important aspect of any winger. I wouldn't be surprised to see him given some opportunities next season. Now, if you're looking at our wingers' options, we're talking about pathways. You've got Sancho and Rashford. You've got Garnacho and Ahmad. You've got Anthony there as well. You could say that we're stacked per se, but I mean, we weren't last season. We needed wingers with better outputs. We needed wingers who were able to go down the line and find the striker in the box. I think Ethan Williams could be getting some opportunities. Very good at pressing, very good out of possession. He's got a very solid all-round game. And probably that if I was going to choose, you could talk about James Scanlon, you could talk about Ethan, and it would be Ethan Williams who I would expect to be given an opportunity. Now, another Ethan is Ethan Wheatley, who we saw make, 4 appearances last season? He looks pretty ready, I would say, to have, and I think Ethan Wheatley would, put it in the comments, right? Do you think Ethan Wheatley should be going on loan to someone maybe chasing promotion in the Championship and playing a full season there, or would you rather see him being maybe a third option behind Hoyland and Xerxes as a centre forward? You've seen all the physical capabilities of him. He massively developed in the second half of last season. I would have put Gabriel Bianchetti above Ethan Wheatley halfway through last season for the under-18s. Then Wheatley had just a phenomenal second half of the season, and he went right up in the estimations to the point where he made his United debut, and he played 3 or 4 times. So he's definitely one to watch, but probably saving maybe the most likely to last. And that's Toby Collier. He just signed a new contract to Manchester United, and against Rosenborg, he came on as captain in the second half. Now, he's a couple of years older than you've got Philly McAllister and Jack Fletcher in terms of midfield options, but again, a kind of different one. I would say Philly McAllister's more of your all-purpose. I would say Jack Fletcher's more of your playmaker from deep. But Toby Collier, I think he could be more, not like the isolated number 6, but more of a defensive midfielder. And this is exactly where Manchester United are very weak in terms of the overall squad that we have got. And I would not be surprised to see Toby Collier. Look, I think Man United, we've got so much more to do this summer. I think Eriksen could be leaving. I think Hannibal should be leaving. And I think Casemiro should be sold. And I can easily see one of those 3 spots in the squad being taken up by Collier, whilst we also make a big name signing. And maybe one of the other positions could be taken up by Jack Fletcher or Finlay McAllister. Now, that might leave United a little bit weak in terms of experience, sure. But there is something. I don't think all 6 of these are going to break through next season. If Manchester United under Erik ten Hag can have one player break through from the academy into the first team and establish themselves properly as a first-team star in the same way that we have done with Mainoo and Garnacho, that would be incredible. Now, as I said, I don't think any of these 6 here, you've got Harry and Mass, you've got Finlay McAllister, Jack Fletcher, you've got Ethan Williams, Ethan Wheatley, and Toby Collier. I don't think any of those 6 are on the same level as either of these 2. So that's not my expectations. But I think if I was to back one to break through next year, I'd probably back Toby Collier. And I would love to see Harry and Mass get the opportunities at left back, given that we don't even know what's going to be happening with Madison and Shaw. I probably think that Ethan Wheatley will go out on loan, and I think that might be the best thing for him. And I'll be excited to see either Jack Fletcher or Finlay McAllister getting opportunities. But there might be some names that I've not mentioned that you think I should be. Fire them in the comments, as always. As I said at the start, please do drop a like on it. But our academy is in such a strong position that we can have these sorts of conversations, because I think we will have the ability for one to break through every season. I think so anyway.